everyone. Welcome into a cold Omaha, Nebraska for tonight's Big East matchup between the 9-8 Creighton Blue Jays and the 10-6 Xavier Musketeers. Welcome courtside, everyone, alongside John Schreiner. I am Josh Peterson. John, you just saw the records there for this one between Creighton and Xavier. Creighton really high up in the Big East standings. Xavier near the bottom. It's going to be a good one tonight. Both these teams looking to get another win.
Well, you got that right, Josh. A very young Xavier team. The second year in a row that they've been among the youngest teams in the nation, not just the conference. Super inexperienced team. A lot of fire, especially from their head coach. How will they perform tonight against the Creighton team that's really looking to make that surge forward as we hit the midpoint of the season?
Let's look at what we're going to see on the court tonight. In this one, we'll start with some key players to keep an eye on. We begin with the Xavier Musketeers.
Yeah, Aaliyah Dunham, the sophomore point guard, she really needs to perform well. She needs to value possession, keep the turnovers to a minimum, and really distribute the ball to the scoring options. She's not necessarily a huge threat to drop 20 on you night in and night out, but she needs to be a good facilitator and settle this team into an offensive rhythm. And
then on the other side for the Creighton Blue Jays, Jalen Agnew.
Yeah, Jalen Agnew, you see there, she missed 5 games in November, coming back from that hand injury. Had an off night against St. John's last time out. She was just 1 of 7 shooting. She did have 6 rebounds. They're going to need a better scoring out of Jalen tonight.
Those are some key players we'll be watching. Let's now take a look at the keys for this one for Creighton and Xavier.
Yeah, for Creighton, I think the first key is to play physical. Bang some bodies down there in the lane. This Xavier team not great at shooting free throws. In fact, they're one of the worst in the country at 62% from the line. So you can afford to give up some free throws to try and crash the glass. Ariana Gray is a rebounding machine. You're going to have to get a body on her and play tough on the rebounds, or she will just suck up everything that comes off the glass. For Xavier, settle in. Never won a game in this building. 0-5. Lost the last 4 against Creighton. Young team. They're going to have to play calm. They can't let this get out of their head. And then the three-point defense, obviously, for Xavier. They're 32nd in the country in three-point defense. The Creighton 12th nationally in shooting the 3. That defense has got to step up.
That matchup beyond the arc is going to be a really fun one tonight. We are excited for this game to get going. It's coming up next right here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
You see the crowd here at DJ Sokol Arena and the Creighton basketball players, the starters sitting on the bench there, ready to go for this one between the Blue Jays and the Musketeers. Let's take a look at the starting lineups that we will see on the floor as this game begins. You mentioned it, John, in the open, a young team for Brian Neal, 4 sophomores and 1 freshman in the starting lineup.
Well, and all of them need to be good. Lauren Wasselston's a good three-point shooter. Ariana Gray is a rebounding machine. And Princess Stewart hasn't played a ton this season, but when she's on the floor, she seems to fill up the stat sheet. So they're all going to need to have good performances tonight, and we already hit Aaliyah Dunham.
On the other side for the Creighton Blue Jays, Jim Flannery in his 17th season, 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. So certainly a clash in experience in this one.
Yeah, Temmie Sard has been really good over the last few. Jalen Agnew, as we mentioned, needs to have a good night, and Audrey Faber, all she's done is inch closer to being a top 5 scorer all time in program history.
Yeah, you had a chance to talk to Coach Neal of Xavier yesterday, and one of the things he said about Faber, she's in no hurry, a very patient player. We've been watching her, of course, for years here in Omaha. Very patient player when she is out there on the floor, and Xavier knows that they'll have their hands full with defending her.
Certainly will. It's going to be an interesting decision to see who they put on Audrey Faber. Yeah, do you risk putting the freshman Lauren Wasselson, who's got some size and might be able to match up there? Or do you try to guard her with a little bigger post and maybe give up some speed? It's a tough decision.
Agnew and Gray will handle the jump, and it is won by Ariana Gray, and Xavier will have the first possession of the night here at DJ Sokol Arena. Josh Peterson and John Schreiner with you on the call. Another thing Coach Neal said, gotta have better possessions. We'll see how they begin. A nice pass inside to Gray, unable to finish the layup, however. Agnew gets the board.
And I think she made it harder than she needed to. She could have taken an extra bounce of the basketball and given herself a little better shot. Instead, she tried the acrobatic finish.
Kind of going away from the basket when she shot that. So first one of the night for either side is missed. Sarda with the ball right now. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jay's working around. Here's Jade Owens, a nice drive inside, puts it up off the glass. Nothing doing there. The shot clock sounds, and it's Xavier ball.
Good defense on that possession from the Musketeers.
Here's Ariana Gray for three, and that one falls. And an early 3-0 lead here for the Musketeers.
Yeah, she's gonna hit that all night. This could be a very interesting game.
And we talked about the three-point shooting in the pregame. Jay's one of the best in the country, one of the best in the Big East, the best in the Big East. There's Jalen Agnew with the answer. 3-3.
That's 356 straight games now with a three made. That streak started in 2008. Thanks to Rob Anderson sitting shotgun with us here tonight doing the stats.
There's Wasselson answers with the three of her own. And so a nice answer there by Xavier.
Yeah, Wasselson's a good shooter now. She's a 6-foot guard, but she can put it up.
Faber with the ball to Sarda. And another three-point attempt, and another one goes. Jade Owens gets that three, and it's 6-6.
I didn't realize we were in the three-point contest here tonight, Josh.
2 minutes in, 12 combined points. And only a couple missed shots early on in this one. Those were the first possessions for each team. Here's another shot. This is a two-pointer that goes for Ariana Gray.
I think Ariana Gray is going to be a special player in this league. And she's had 2 20-rebound games already this season. There you see the soft touch that she can exhibit around the rim.
Jay's trying to answer with a three. That shot a little long by Audrey Faber. And now Xavier brings the ball up the floor, and they slow it down just a touch.
At the direction of head coach Brian Neal, Leah Dunham slowing things down. Pace might have been just getting a little too hot for his liking here on the road.
Ross hands it off to Dunham. Dunham, spin move. Gray. Gray, nice job backing in Faber, but Faber cleans it up and gets the block.
A Big East leader in blocks per game, Audrey Faber, gets another one right there.
Great job by Ariana Gray to steal that one away. She'll try to go coast to coast. Gets the layup and an early 4-point lead for Xavier.
This is what this lineup is capable of. If they could just find some consistency, they would be seriously a dangerous team.
Great job there on the pump fake by Sarda. Goes in, puts it up, and the Jays down by 2.
I don't know if we might see a 100-point game if both teams keep shooting at this pace, Josh.
Great pace so far, up and down the floor. Dunham with the jab step. Nice job to go inside, hands it off. A little strong on the shot there by Gray. You can see a disappointed look on her face.
That could be a mismatch for Xavier. I think Dunham's a little bit quicker than Jalen Agnew.
Kissinger with a three, was followed her shot, no need, nothing but net, and a 1-point lead for Creighton.
Kissinger knocking one down. Now 11 of 38 from three-point range on the season. She started out 1 of 17 from outside the arc this year.
Has improved her play as of late. Stewart drives. Nice job kicking the ball out. That three missed by Deja Ross. And Creighton back up the floor.
So far, the Blue Jays doing a great job on the boards.
Kissinger gets the handoff. Looked like she was going to shoot again. Owens. Agnew surveying over to Kissinger. Jay's trying to find that perfect shot. Jade Owens gets the ball back. Nothing but nylon again.
How about Jade Owens? Had her share of injury troubles throughout her career. Creighton now 4 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Came into this one, as we talked about in the open, best Big East team from 3 at 38.2%, 80% so far. A missed shot there by Aaliyah Dunham, taken in by Faber.
Torrid pace to this game right now.
Faber, the only starter to not make a three. A great pass inside to Jade Owens. Gets it up off the glass, and a 6-point lead now for Creighton.
The help defense comes. Ariana Gray lost her responsibility. Too worried about getting out to guard Audrey Faber. Didn't stay inside. And Jade Owens wide open on the little touch pass from Faber.
Xavier now trying to answer after this run by the Jays, giving him a 6-point lead. Here's a long three and an answer from Princess Stewart.
Oh boy, she's just a 17% three-point shooter. Something's in the water here tonight, Josh. I don't know.
Yeah, she came into this one 5 of 29 from beyond the arc. And 16-13 is the score. 7 combined threes. Will it be 8 combined threes? No, the shot short there by Agnew. Rebound taken in by Xavier. And that will lead to the first timeout on the floor. A great pace early on, 39 combined points, and we're not even 6 minutes in. More to come between Creighton and Xavier next here on the Big East Digital Network.
Step 1, complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Sokol Arena, Josh Peterson, John Schreiner with you. Creighton with a 16-13 lead, a little over halfway through the first quarter. 7 combined three-point makes for these teams on 10 shots, 70% from beyond the arc. What a torrid pace this one has been on early, John.
Wow, I just can't believe the shooting percentages for these two teams. Between the two of them, 11 of 19 overall from the floor. Pretty impressive stuff. And coming from all angles. I mean, Creighton's got 4 of the 5 starters with points. The only one without is Audrey Faber, strangely enough.
See there, Brian Neal in his 6th season, 14th overall as a head coach of the Musketeers. 10-6, 1-4 in conference play this year. Our Xavier, and then on the other side for the Creighton Blue Jays. See there, Jim Flannery, 17th season for Creighton, 9-8 and 3-3 in conference season this year.
Well, we're back to action. We'll see if Xavier can settle things down a little bit. I don't think playing it at such a high pace with a young roster such as they have is really going to be beneficial.
There's a shot that is missed by Stewart. Taken in by Peyton Brodsky. First time that we have seen her on the floor tonight. Rimbau also on the floor for the Jays. Some substitutions being made.
Rimbau hasn't played since the Marquette game with a hyperextended elbow, and there she gets whistled for the travel.
And you see the sleeve on that right elbow. Tierra Floyd also making her first appearance, number 40, with a brace on her right knee and some KT tape on her left knee as well. You see her there going into the paint right now, being defended by Gracie Griglione. So a few substitutions being made. Nice move there by Owens. Owens drives, and it looks like a nice rejection by Griglione.
T. Owens was perhaps doubtful to play tonight.
And T. Owens takes the ball right away, driving with the left hand, puts it up with the right. Xavier down by 1.
And she's one that they would really miss were she out of the lineup. T. Owens, 12.9 points per game, adds 3.5 assists. So having her in there is a good thing for the Musketeers.
Things slowing down just a little bit from what we saw those first few minutes. Not a surprise. That's what happens when you get 7 combined threes. Nice job there by Stewart. Almost took the ball away. Sarda puts it up a little short, gets her own board, and dribbles it out beyond the 3-point line. 2.5 minutes, 25 seconds on the shot clock. Brodsky trying to get on the 3-point fun. That one right, and is rebounded by Princess Stewart.
That was a great closeout by Wasselson to just get the hand up there. Perhaps distract Brodsky a little bit. Good hustle.
Here's another 3. That one was long by Tierra Floyd. I don't know if that shot was necessary there, and Creighton brings it back up.
Everybody trying to get on the act from 3-point land.
Nice move there by Rembau to Griglione. Griglione, a wild shot off the backboard. Rebounded by Brodsky, though, and Creighton has it. 10 on the shot clock, though. Did not hit the rim. Rembau, and foul is going to be called on Xavier. That one goes against Tierra Floyd.
First foul of the game. With 1:45 left in the first quarter. That's a rarity.
Yeah, and that was a part, really, John, of the early shooting from both of these teams, is there weren't any whistles. It was just back and forth and back and forth. Turnovers that caused the clock to stop, and here's another 3 from Jalen Agnew. What a start that she has had so far. 6 points, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. A couple rebounds as well. Jays up by 4.
Every field goal assisted so far for the Blue Jays. They are one of the best at assist-to-turnover ratio in the country. We will see almost every bucket tonight coming off of a pass.
Ariana Gray, a nice move, and a late whistle. Looks like she'll head to the free throw line.
I think Saunders got her on the elbow as she was going up.
Assists on every shot. Certainly the Jays and Flannery not watching the Houston Rockets. What James Harden's been doing lately.
850 dribbles a game.
First free throw is missed. There is Flannery.
He's got to be liking the way his offense has played so far, but the defense has just got to tighten up a little bit for the Blue Jays.
Gray leading the way. 7 points early in this one, make it 8 now. 3 of 6 from the floor. And stop me if you've heard this before, a make from beyond the arc, 19-16. Agnew, nice kick out to Rembau, and that one well short, rebounded by Ariana Gray.
And she's already got 5. The last 2 games, 21 and 22 rebounds.
High arcing 3, that one off target, and a nice job there by Rife to fight on the floor. And a jump ball will give the possession arrow to the Blue Jays.
Trying to close out on Gray. She's shown that she can hit it from out there, and Rife fighting off Brodsky with one arm, trying to bring the ball in with the other.
Well, the Blue Jays there as well. Really nice job. Agnew kicks the ball out to Faber, and that was just kind of an out-of-control possession. Good defense by Xavier, forced a couple of bad passes.
It's just good help defense from Ariana Gray. Sees Agnew getting in the lane, comes over with a swipe and throws off the timing.
Final minute of this first quarter. Really slowed down after what we saw the first 6 minutes. A great job there by Brodsky. And that will lead to a tie-up. The possession arrow keeps it with Xavier.
Owens didn't see it as she was driving in, but there was a giant mismatch inside. Tatum Rembao was guarding Ariana Gray, and I don't think there's much of a chance that Rembao is going to stop Gray going to the basket. Owens chose to drive instead and got tied up.
Nice drive, looked like a Euro step there from Rife, or a hop step. They called it travel, so the Jays can run this first quarter out if they'd like, up by 3.
There are certainly fouls to give at the end of the quarter. Either team would like to do it.
Yeah, only 3 combined fouls through 8 or 9.5 plus.
Already the highest scoring first quarter for Creighton since DePaul to open Big East play.
Tatum Rembao with the ball, 10 seconds now. Gets a nice screen from Sarda. Good help defense though, picks up her dribble. Another bad pass, great defense by Xavier as the first quarter comes to an end. A long 3 there by Princess Stewart, falls short. And 19-16 will be the score as the first quarter comes to an end here on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. The second quarter is next here in Omaha.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3. Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
Step 1 complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Welcome back, DJ Sokol Arena. Josh Peterson, John Schreiner with you in Omaha, Nebraska on a chilly night. You see the score there, 19-16, Creighton with the lead ahead of quarter number 2. Let's take a look at the Big East honor roll, the weekly honor roll there. Good week all around for these players, including one that we are seeing on the floor tonight, Temi Sarda.
Well, Temi's had a really nice week and some good players in there. Marte Gray is obviously the great from DePaul, and how happy is Georgetown to have Dorothy Adamako back on the floor after missing last season. She's a force inside.
See the numbers there all around in the Big East. There's the weekly honor roll. Well, John, quarter number 2 now about to begin. We saw a really great pace early on between these two teams. Creighton started 6 of 8 from the floor, finished 7 of 14 overall, so they went 1 of 6 after that pace. At the first media timeout, it was 16-13. In the final 4 minutes, though, after that, only a combined 6-point score.
Cooling off just a little bit.
Didn't expect that to keep up, and we did see some substitutions, saw some different players out there on the floor. And it certainly seemed like a lot of heat checks after that. Like, hey, okay, maybe it's the basketball, maybe it's the rim. I'm going to try to put up a couple of threes. A nice drive there from Sarda. We just talked about her, but she misses it a little long.
And now Aaliyah Dunham back in there directing the offense. When she was in there to start the game, Xavier was very efficient. And it seemed like they just lost a little something when she went out of the game.
Wasselson. There is Dunham. We were just talking about John. Great pass inside to Gray, and she's fouled on the way up. You can see she's disappointed that she didn't get that one to go. An opportunity to tie it if she makes it. Still, though, could make it a 1-point game here.
Usage rate for Ariana Gray is pretty high early on. She is going to work and being fed by her teammates.
Awesome pass there from Dunham. Gets the first free throw to go. Look at her still shaking her. You can see she's frustrated by it. Kind of like that fire and competitiveness. Averaging almost 14 points per game on the year, and gets the second one to go. Up to 10 now, leads the way all around, 10 points.
Well, for Creighton, can they get a good look? Last couple of possessions and to end that first quarter, they weren't getting the clean looks that they did early on.
Kissinger puts up a three. Long there, was straight on, but was long. Rebound taken in by Gray again.
Yeah, I don't mind her taking that, just to check and see if she's got the stroke tonight.
There's another long three, that one well short by Stewart. And now Owens back up the floor quickly.
And conversely, on the other end, you do mind that one from Stewart. It was so early in the shot clock, and she's, 3 or 4 steps beyond the arc. You don't necessarily need that shot.
Especially when a 2-point shot would have given Xavier the lead. Here's Agnew, good defense by Dunham. Kicks it over to Owens. Owens, a great drive and an awesome job by Gray to recover and get that block.
Gray with the massive size advantage over Jade Owens. Comes screaming across the lane and erases the shot.
We have said Ariana Gray's name a ton. They're looking at her again. 3 Blue Jays around her, kicks it out to Dunham. Dunham drives in with the right hand off the glass, and Xavier has the lead again.
Yeah, and that is a mismatch. I mean, I know that Agnew is much bigger than Aaliyah Dunham, who's only 5'4", but Dunham's so quick. She can just blow by and get to the rim.
Xavier first lead since it was 10-8. Back in the first quarter, and there's Gray again, stealing the ball away.
Another turnover for Creighton.
You see there the field goal percentages even for both teams. So after that great start, certainly both have cooled off. Xavier a chance to extend their lead. Their largest was 4 points. Here's a three by Dunham. That one goes! And they match their largest lead of the game, 23-19 now at DJ Sokol.
Now, Xavier certainly hasn't cooled off from the shooting touch. Blue Jays need to find theirs again.
Nice job there by Sarda to drive, and a late whistle. Don't think that Lauren Wasselson and her teammates liked that call, but Temi Sarda will head to the free throw line. First free throws for the Jays in this one. Sarda, the best free throw shooter in the conference, gets the first one to go, makes it 23-20.
This is good for Creighton. Losing the lead, and you get to score with the clock stopped, get everyone settled down a little bit. From a Xavier perspective, though, with a young team, you get inconsistency. And inconsistency isn't always a negative. Sometimes you get inconsistently good performances that aren't necessarily indicative of the level you've been playing at. And it certainly seems like Xavier might be on one of those runs tonight.
Second free throw falls as well, so it's now 23-21. Boy, does it get quiet in here during the free throws.
Chloe Dworick checking in for the Blue Jays as well.
First time we've seen her on the floor tonight. Gomez gives the ball up to Deja Ross. T. Owens trying to get the ball into Gray. Gray has it now. Backing Faber, kicks it out. Ball movement around the three-point line, and a pass there goes over the head of Stewart. 2 seconds on the shot clock. A long three from Stewart goes off the rim. And wow, what a job there by Ashley Gomez to get it. And she turns it over, but good hustle.
That almost went in. That monster three from Princess Stewart, she almost banks this home. Oh, look at that.
Inches. Stewart Stewart already with 1 3-point shot make tonight, now 1 of 3. Great look inside by Brodsky to Faber, just a little long.
Faber still with a goose egg on the score sheet.
And with the start that the Jays had, I don't think that you would have expected that. Thought she would have been right in the mix. Here's Dwarek driving in. Nice job there to poke it away by Ashley Gomez. Another turnover by Creighton. You see that right there. Jays, a long scoring drought right now from the field. Another 3-point attempt, and another one goes. T. Owens and Xavier with their largest lead of the game.
Creighton hasn't made a field goal since a minute 43 of the first.
Faber trying to change it well long on that one. The rebound taken in by Deja Ross. So the scoring drought from the field continues. Xavier, you can see they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Xavier's been running this action a ton. They get the ball on the perimeter. Gray comes out to set a pick, and then they lob it over the head of the defender.
Gray, the bank is open late on a Friday night, and it's 28-21.
14th time this season that Gray's been over 10 points.
Brodsky trying to drive in, and they're going to call an offensive foul on her, and that gets the Xavier bench standing up, a 7-point lead with 4:49 to go in the first half. And you see some highlights as we go to break. Xavier with the 28-21 lead. More to come here on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Josh Peterson and John Schreiner with you here at DJ Sokol Arena. 28-21 Xavier with the lead over Creighton. See Mary Baskerville there. Big East Freshman of the Week. 3rd time in 4 weeks for the freshman from Providence. Playing great defense there, but you see the offensive numbers that she had.
Yeah, she's been a tremendous addition to that Providence squad. A much-needed offensive threat on a team that had kind of struggled on the offensive end in recent years. So Baskerville, a welcome addition to Rhode Island.
And the overall player of the week, Shadeen Samuels, 25.5 points per game, 10.5 boards per game, 54% from the floor for the junior from Seton Hall.
Well, how about Seton Hall? Flying high all the way up in 4th place in the Big East standings as it stood before this game started. So Shadeen Samuels certainly a big part of that. Had herself a nice week and earns the honor from the conference.
And now back on the floor here in Omaha. 13-2 run right now for Xavier. And an opportunity to extend that even more. Here's a 3 from the corner, missed by Gomez, and that one rebounded by Agnew.
I love the design. They set a screen all the way out near mid-court to get Dunham some space, and then they find Gomez in the corner.
Nice pass into Brodsky. Unable to get it to go. Got her own rebound, was trying to pass it out of the mess down there, and it bounced off the foot of Faber. Ariana Gray thought she was going to shoot another one. Dunham over to Gray. Gray goes right by Faber, puts it up off the glass, just a little strong, and a nice job by the senior to rebound it. And some miscommunication, speaking of Faber. Gray chases the ball down, gets it up off the glass, just a little too quick there, and then the ball ends up going out off of Jalen Agnew. A little out of control on both sides.
Yeah, it's great hustle. Ariana Gray runs about 85 feet down the floor in a dead sprint, has to stop, try to pick up the ball. Just didn't quite have the legs to get that shot up and over.
I wonder if she was worried about traveling, John, just with the way that she picked it up and her feet were moving. Goes to the bench, disappointed in herself. And a chance there to give her team a 9-point lead. So now 12 points, 4 of 10 from the floor for Gray. How about this right now? Only one member on the floor for Creighton as another missed bunny there. This time, Tierra Floyd. Only one Blue Jay, though, right now on the floor has scored in this one. Here's a three. That one missed by Saunders. Cleans it up to Sarda. Sarda misses as well. And the rebound inside by Deja Ross.
Well, Creighton has gone absolutely cold from three-point range. Just 5 of 13 now from beyond the arc.
Some substitutions now bring on some more points. 3:17 to go in the first half. Stewart, nice drive, puts it up, just too strong, and a foul's going to be called on her, and that'll give the ball to the Jays.
Audrey Faber, though she has not scored yet, has done her work on the glass. 4 rebounds tonight. I believe she is leading all players. Currently, she's tied with Gray at 4. So Audrey Faber trying to contribute in some other ways. She does have that blocked shot as well.
Jays are 1 of their last 12 from the floor after that great 6 of 9 start that they had. Agnew, great pass into Faber. Cutting, misses. And the rebound taken in by Ross.
Yeah, just got her too far under the basket. She ended up hitting it off the bottom of the backboard.
Some fancy moves there by Dunham. Kicks it out to Stewart. Stewart for 3. That one long. So some missed shots now from Xavier as well. Jays just unable to take advantage of them. A nice job by Sarda to save that. He's going to go into the media table. Inside to Faber again. Jump ball will give the ball to Xavier. They have done a great job, John, Xavier has, in collapsing on some of these really good passes from Creighton.
Well, and it's what's denied Audrey Faber
anything
from being on the score sheet. They're double and triple teaming her every time down the floor. Creighton's got to find another option. When they're putting 2 and 3 players around Audrey Faber, somebody else has to be open. It's just going to be incumbent on one of those players to hit a shot. They have not been able to very much here in this second quarter.
Ariana Gray is back on the floor. Faber now 0 of 3 for Creighton. T. Owens to Gray, 6 on the shot clock. Deja Ross, nice turnaround move, throws it up, nothing there, doesn't even hit the backboard. She wanted a foul, and they're going to say it was tipped out by Creighton, so 2 seconds on the shot clock. Xavier basketball.
Deja Ross posting up in the 1985 running shorts.
Looks like a good call there by the ref. The short shorts coming back. Nice pass in. And
a shot clock reset before the inbound. So they're going to redo this. They're going to move it back to 2 seconds, and Xavier's going to have to inbound the ball again. Shot clock should not have reset.
That's going to benefit Xavier. They're going to get a second opportunity here. Yeah, because the shot that went up didn't touch anything except for a hand of one of the Blue Jays, and it went out of bounds. Didn't even hit the side of the backboard. And that was going to lead to a turnover, so now this will lead to a wide open 3 from Wasselson. She misses, but a nice job there by T. Owens to get the board.
Now, in that first inbound, I don't think Xavier was going to get the shot up in 2 seconds. It was a poor play. So certainly the shot clock reset benefited them.
Another 3. This one falls for Lauren Wasselson, and it's a 10-point lead. right as the Jays now 10 minutes without a field goal.
Lauren Wasselson now at 6 points. She averaged a ton during the non-conference, but had found the going a little slower, only 3 points per game in Big East play. She's got 6 here.
Another miscommunication on the pass there as Ariana Gray takes it away, gives it up, gets it back from Owens, and that shot a little short, and a foul inside. This one's going to go against Deja Ross.
10-point lead now for Xavier. How good must they be feeling if they can head to the locker room with a 10-point lead in a building in which they've never won?
My goodness, what a first half we have seen. We expected a fun one. Don't know if we saw this one coming. Xavier's got to be feeling really good as the final minute of the first half approaches. Jays just trying to get a field goal. None in this quarter. Brodsky, and she took 3 steps.
And she could have executed that Euro step properly. She was going to have a chance, but just picked up that foot as she was headed in.
T. Owens. Plenty of time on the shot clock still. Hands it off to Allie Reif. Wasselson. Here's Gray. She has had an amazing first half, and she's going to draw a foul. Well, one ref said foul. And they will keep it there. Jade Owens is going to get that foul.
It's a tough break because I think it could have gone either way, foul or travel. For Creighton, who hasn't had any breaks, certainly not shooting the ball here in the second quarter. It was one that they could have used, but for Xavier, yet another opportunity.
And there is no more shot clock, by the way, John, so they can end this quarter, they can end this half. They look over at Brian Neal, their head coach, and it looks like that is what they are going to try to do.
Instructs Dunham to hold for 1.
Under 10 now for Aaliyah Dunham. Dunham with Faber on her. Dip, big size mismatch. Gray for 3! And that ends the first half. Wow, 34-21. Xavier with the lead, 18-2 in that quarter.
What a performance by the Musketeers defensively and shooting the basketball there in quarter number 2. Upset in the making, perhaps, here in Omaha.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3. Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
You see the score there, Xavier 34, Creighton 21, only 2 points for the Blue Jays in the second quarter. Both of those came at the free throw line. Let's go now to a Big East women's basketball update.
Welcome into the Big East Women's Basketball Update. I'm Megan Caffrey. What a week it has been for Big East Women's Hoops. 3 teams are receiving recognition in the latest national polls. Marquette, DePaul, and the Butler Bulldogs are receiving votes for the second straight week. The Marquette Golden Eagles are leading the pack, coming in at number 14 in this week's rankings. That is not only a program record for the Golden Eagles, it's also the highest ranking by any Big East team since conference reconfiguration. I think the really interesting thing here is that you look at the success that the Golden Eagles are having without Big East preseason player of the year, Alizea Blockton. She has been out the last 4 games with an injury, and it is next man up mentality for the Golden Eagles. That next man up has been Natisha Heidemann. Get this, Natisha has averaged 15.4 points per game, and now she is averaging 17.8 points per game since Blockton's injury. She now leads the league in scoring. And the DePaul Blue Demons are back in the national polls after a week of absence from last week. And DePaul is usually getting off to a really hot start in conference play. They're sitting at 3-2 in league action right now. And it's a little bit of a different mindset for the Blue Demons this season. I sat down with forward Marte Grays about the new identity that this Blue Demons team is creating for themselves. We now welcome in DePaul forward Marte Grays. Marte, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Your team trailed in your game against Villanova on Sunday until your three-pointer forced overtime. You then outscored the Wildcats 11-4 to win it. What was the difference offensively for your team in overtime?
Offensively, we had a lot of juice, a lot of motivation to get the win that night. We didn't do much more than just execute our offense. That's all that was. It was nothing special about anything else in overtime, but just execution. We did a real good job of executing our offense.
You also had a come-from-behind victory on Friday against Georgetown. Back-to-back come-from-behind wins. What did that teach you about your team?
That we have a fight in us that we can just, if we can carry on throughout the season, the regular season conference, we can pull off and beat a lot of great teams in this league. We just have to start from the start, getting off to a quick and efficient start. So if we can come back and win against a great team like Georgetown, we can do that against any team in the Big East.
Who is the most vocal motivator on the team?
I have to say Ashton Millender. Like, she brings the energy offensively and defensively, especially defensively. She gets to us and gets in our heads and have us going.
After the game on Sunday, head coach Doug Bruno said your team is still really trying to find yourselves. What is the identity that you hope at the end of this Big East season you have created?
We just want to be a team, one of DePaul's best teams, 2019, 18 and 19 team. We just want to establish roles and do what we do best, really. So it's really nothing more to it than that.
What is it that you do best?
Well, me personally, post up, just and help my team, of course, like defensively or stuff like that. That's what I do best personally. But our team, we shoot the three well, and we look for each other. We assist pretty well too.
You are majoring in sociology, Martes, with a concentration in criminology. Once you're in season, how is it balancing the academic schedule with all of the basketball that is going on?
Sometimes it can get a little rough or a little hard, but lately it's been real smooth. This is my last year. I'm only taking one class right now, and I'm pretty focused and locked in academically and on the court right now. So I think that's positive for me.
Your team is home this weekend. What are some of the home rituals that you guys have pregame?
They are different, but we just like, since it's home, like we just like to chill. We live literally right across the street from the gym, so we don't, we just chill and stuff until it's time for game time. Like people's pregame rituals are so different than others on the team.
What's your pregame ritual?
I personally like to stay up and, do my hair, put a little mascara on. I stay up the whole time because I'm so anxious all the time.
Will this hairdo be what we're going to see this weekend?
I don't know. Should it be?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, well, it is.
It brings a little something. I love it. Marte, thank you so much for joining me and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
You can see how cold it is, John. You can see how cold it is. 34 to 21 rather. Xavier with the lead through 20 minutes. 20 more minutes to go. Let's see how this game got to this point. It was a really torrid pace early on as these teams traded three-point shots. We're going to see that early on, and after that, we really didn't see that very often, at least from the Jays, but early on they were knocking it down.
Yeah, Creighton started the game 6 of 9 from field goal range, knocking it down from everywhere. Xavier matched the pace. Creighton defense was still playing pretty well, holding the early lead. Kissinger getting in on the act from three-point land. Seemed like everything was falling for both teams in that first quarter. And as the first quarter came to an end, well, Creighton's shooting kind of matched the temperature outside. Josh Gold.
Yeah, it was 19-16 after one, and there you see a three-point shot from Ariana Gray, and she was the story of the first half. 15 points overall, 5 of 12 from the floor. Got a lot of help, though, from her teammates, as Xavier just kept putting pressure on.
And Creighton couldn't make a shot. They've gone now more than 11 minutes without a field goal. And Xavier just continues to pour it in.
Yeah, we'll have a look at stats on the other side. And there's a lot to get into with this one, and really how Xavier was able to take such a big lead. That was the shot that ended the half 34 to 21. We'll have stats and more, and the second half on the other side on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
DJ Sokol Arena, you see the score there near the top of the stat, 34 to 21, and you see kind of how it got to that point. 31.8% shooting for the Jays, 37.5. So neither team really knocking down shots even after the great start that they had, John.
This first half has been about turnovers. Creighton's turned it over 11 times in the first half. If that sounds like a lot, it is. They only turn it over 12 times a game on average. And Xavier has gotten 16 points off those 11 turnovers. Xavier only turned it over 1 time in the first half. And that spells a big deficit for the Blue Jays.
And another thing that you won't see there on that stat sheet, but certainly contributed to it, is Audrey Faber, 0 points. That's the first time that she was scoreless at the half since last February at Villanova. They've been 22 games since then for Creighton. And it's just been a recipe, John, for them to be down by 13, 2 points overall. I know we keep saying it, but 2 points overall in the second quarter, and both of those came at the free throw line.
Well, and you know, Tatum Rembau coming back into the lineup tonight after missing a couple with that elbow injury. She's got 3 turnovers in the first half, 0 for 1 from the floor, so definitely some rust to knock off for her. Plenty of room for improvement for everybody in blue and white, no doubt about it, but boy, Xavier has come out here and put on a show.
These two teams will continue to get ready to go for the second half, and we'll do the same. 34-21, Xavier with the lead. Final 20 minutes coming up next here on the Big East Digital Network.
Step 1 complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
Welcome back to DJ Sokol Arena. 34-21. Xavier with the lead after outscoring Creighton 18-2 in the second quarter to take that lead into the half. Well, not far from where we are sitting right now and where those cheerleaders are enjoying their time. A brand new practice facility open, and the Jays tomorrow, John, will practice in there for the first time ahead of a game that they have on Sunday. Very quick turnaround, and they'll get to enjoy the new digs.
Yeah, what a great facility. 2 full courts for basketball and volleyball. A volleyball net that drops down from the ceiling. 6 basketball hoops. I mean, just what a tremendous addition to the campus. And for the 2 programs here, women's basketball and volleyball, just having a place to call their own now. Sky's the limit when you get good facilities.
Yeah, so often, you know, we see around the country, whether it's in sports like basketball or volleyball, football, baseball, whatever it is, oh, wow, how pretty it is, but also the convenience of being able to have things so close to one another, take down on that travel time, walking across campus, all of those things. Jay's looking forward to enjoying it beginning tomorrow and then moving forward.
You know, and no more odd practice times because of schedules or somebody else has a game in the building. Volleyball has had so much success, and that's certainly contributed to not only the necessity for it, but I guess the word I'm looking for is the ability to make use of it.
Absolutely.
And to have it contribute to even more success as this Creighton volleyball program has put itself among the nation's elite over the past handful of years.
And you saw those banners. They're going to have to update a few of them as they had a great run in the 2018 season. But now it's time to turn our attention back to basketball. You see Jim Flannery there with some final words for his team. Early on, John, in this second half, let's begin with the home team, the Creighton Blue Jays. What are you looking for from them as they trail this one by 13?
Make a shot. That would be a good start. Put the ball through the hoop. Not from the free throw line, as they did not do in the second quarter. But in all seriousness, it's Audrey Faber. This team is not going to win many games when she's got a 0 on the score sheet. So there has to be a way to get her involved, and she's got to knock down an open jumper or two and really get things jump-started.
And then on the other side for Brian Neal and Xavier, what's he telling his group? Got to feel very good right now with that 13-point
Well, I
lead.
think you just go to the well. Keep giving the ball to Ariana Gray until they figure out a way to stop it.
Faber right away. You just mentioned her up off the glass and gets her first shot to go on this one. That was much needed for her, much needed for her team.
That's a good sign. Audrey Faber being real aggressive off the dribble, gets to the rim and scores.
So almost a 12-minute field goal drought finally comes to an end. Here's a quick three from T. Owens. That one is missed, and now the Jays back up the floor. An opportunity to put it back into single digits quickly. Owens stops, pops, misses. Gray was able to tip it to Aaliyah Dunham.
Yeah, it's not a bad take. The whole Xavier defense had run out, thinking that Creighton was going to sprint down the floor. Owens wide open, just got to make it.
Had a great first half, puts it up, trying to continue that. She misses, and that rebound taken in by Agnew.
She's got a fantastic face-up move, and she's been beating Audrey Faber with it all night long. She finishes that more often than she has, which she may grow into that as she gets a little older. Again, I think she's a fantastic player.
Takes the ball away, nice job, runs into Temi Sarda. That's an easy offensive charge call. Sarda went to the ground, and so a turnover by Xavier.
But then you get some things like that with the freshman, where she gets a little rush of blood to the head as she's going down the other end of the floor, and gets a little bit sped up and charges into Temi Sarda.
Jade Owens brings the ball up the floor slowly. Faber, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Some claps from the bench over there. Faber gets it into Owens. Gets it back, and a little strong there. Wasselson with a nice rebound.
That's very un-Audrey Faber. If you've watched her over the past 3.5 years, she doesn't miss shots like that too often.
Averaging 17.5 points per game this year on almost 50% free throw, or field goal percentage rather. 2 though on 1 of 5, 20% tonight. And a foul is going to be called.
But who on?
Called on Sarda. Very disjointed start to the second half. Only 2 points so far. Dunham to Wasselson. T. Owens. Nice job there by Kissinger to take the ball away.
Yeah, she just got Wasselson napping a little bit. Able to step in and get the steal.
Here's Faber. Right there, and misses. And so the Jays continue to be down by 11 points. Here's a quick three by Wasselson, short. Faber with the board.
Faber just 1 of 6 now from the field. Try to find a way to get her involved.
Thought they had figured a way out. Here's another pass inside, and maybe that'll get something going. A 9-point advantage now for Xavier. A quick 4-0 run, and that's going to bring about the first time out of the second half by Brian Neal. And it's going to be 34-25 with 7:05 to go in the quarter.
Well, that bounce pass from Brooke Kissinger inside to Audrey Faber was a thing of beauty. And for that Creighton offense, it's much needed. You know, when nothing's falling, take shots from closer to the rim. Why not? You're not getting them to go from outside. Take those shots a little closer in, build some confidence back, get yourself back in the game. For Xavier, certainly their hot shooting in the first half has not translated here in the second.
Yeah, 0 for 3 from the floor. We'll take a quick break, be right back for more third quarter action here at DJ Sokol Arena. Jays and Musketeers 34-25 the lead with Xavier. Back after this on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
to DJ Sokol Arena, downtown Omaha, Nebraska. 7:05 to go in the third quarter. The Musketeers of Xavier 34, the Blue Jays of Creighton 25. I mentioned right before we went to break, John, that Xavier 0 of 3 from the floor in this quarter so far early on. The Jays 2 of 5, and that's why they're on a quick 4-0 run. And Brian Neal, I think a very good timeout. You don't want to let this thing get any closer, especially after the way that they ended the first half and what they did in the second quarter.
And especially with a young team, you know, and when things start to not go right, you know, they almost don't, the team almost doesn't know enough to know what to do in those situations. They aren't experienced enough to stem those tides. But I agree with you. A good timeout here to get his young team back on track and see if they can hold on to this lead.
Yeah, it's a very young team, as we've talked about, really going back to the pregame. A lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen. We saw that in the starting lineup, as now they try to get back into double figures.
Not a senior on the roster.
T. Owens to Aaliyah Dunham. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Dunham. Trying to get Agnew on skates. Great drive in, draws the foul with 3 seconds on the shot clock. What looked to be a bad possession turns into a very good one for Dunham and the Musketeers.
She's just so quick. Off the bounce. I mean, look at that first step. She's by Agnew before Jalen knew even how to react. That creates the putting, you know, she puts the defender in her back pocket, and Agnew with the reach-in foul.
This is the first one. 5 points on the evening for Dunham. 2 of 3 from the floor, including a shot from beyond the arc. All freshman, East all freshman a year ago. Misses the second one as well.
This is the Achilles heel for Xavier. They are number 313 in free throw percentage. That's 313 out of 349 Division I teams. They are very near the bottom.
Faber for 3, gets it to go, and it's a 6-point game in Omaha.
There you go. You awoken the dragon. Audrey Faber hits her first 3-pointer of the night. Got all 7 points now in this quarter.
For both teams. Here's Gray inside, and an excellent answer from the sophomore out of Cleveland. Ryan Neal said that her confidence is soaring. The game is slowing down for her. She has certainly showed that tonight. 17 points leads the way. Another 3 from Faber, this one short, and a rebound taken in by Gray. And a quick 3, this one missed by T. Owens. A nice job there, though, by Aaliyah Dunham on the rebound.
Well, and that's a bailout rebound by Dunham, because I think that's a poor shot selection from T. Owens.
Ariana Gray again misses. Rebound taken in by Agnew. And so Creighton up the floor quickly. Agnew to Faber. It's an 8-point game now. Trying to make it a 5-point game is Owens. She misses. And that one taken in by Princess Stewart. Owens looking for Gray. Owens trying to wrap it around Faber, and she was unable to do so. And so now with 4:56 to go, that will lead to the first media timeout of the quarter. 36-28, Xavier with the lead. Advantage for them. More to come here on the Big East Digital Network.
Step 1, complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Sokol Arena alongside John Schreiner. I am Josh Peterson, 36-28, Xavier with the lead, but the Jays have cut into it a bit, outscoring the Musketeers 7-2 through 5 minutes and 4 seconds of action so far. See the RPI standings there through yesterday. Jays 69th in the country, 5th best in the league.
And Butler, the high riser. However, they were upset by Providence today in triple overtime, 74-68. So that'll hurt that RPI number just a little bit. Butler was in the receiving votes category in the top 25 this week, and that may hurt their chances to sneak into those top 25 rankings too. But a great win for the Friars.
Yeah, an opportunity for the Jays with this one to move in, if they were to get a victory, come back perhaps to 3rd place overall, depending on what happens in that DePaul game today. But right now, they got to take care of business here in Omaha. Dribble picked up by Rembao. Great pass inside to Sarda. She puts it up off the glass, and now it's a 6-point game.
That's great patience by Temi Sarda. She caught that pass, wanted to take it up to the strong side, but just gave a little hesitation dribble. Got herself a better shot on the other side.
Excellent job there by Brodsky to take the ball away. Loses control of it. Ariana Gray there to clean it up.
Got her pocket picked. Good job by Gray.
T. Owens. She pulls up for 3. That's a poor shot. Trying to go over Faber, and it doesn't touch anything, and so it'll be Creighton ball.
I'll tell you what, Josh, in the first half, T. Owens, when she knocked down that 3, she was standing right in front of the Creighton bench. She turned and had something to say, gave him a little swag. And since then, I don't think T. Owens has hit a shot. So you just wonder if there's a little bit of attitude issue going on there. She just needed to settle down. Brian Neal brought her over to the bench, maybe to have a little think about it.
Nice pass to Faber, got caught underneath the hoop again, but gets bailed out by a foul, and so she'll go to the free throw line. An opportunity to make this game 5 or 4 points now.
That's a great backdoor cut by Audrey, but that Xavier defense has done such a nice job, as you pointed out in the first half, of collapsing down with a double team or even a triple team when Faber gets the ball at the basket.
And the foul will go against Wasselson. It looks like it could have been called on Ariana Gray, but they give it to Wasselson. She gets the first one to go. And the second one does as well.
Memories of that 0-point first half. And the distant pass now as Faber has 9 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, closest it's been in quite some time. Gray trying to make it 7. That one's short, and a very quick possession comes to an end. Temi Sarda now with the rebound.
You just start to wonder if Xavier, when they held that big lead and had it cut into a little bit by Creighton, they're just tightening up a little bit, trying to make something happen with every shot.
Brodsky lost the ball, was able to put it up still, but it didn't fall. Here's a long 3 from Floyd, and that one goes. What a shot. Jim Flannery beside himself with that one going, and he calls a timeout with 3:12 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Tierra Floyd, the 6'1" forward from deep outside the arc. Makes it a 6-point advantage once again for the Musketeers.
What a shot from Floyd there. And you see Brian Neal talking to Floyd and the rest of his team right now. And I was just about to say, John, that after a 2-point quarter from Creighton, were we going to see the same thing happen to Xavier? Now they have 5 points on the quarter with that 3 by Floyd. Came into this one shooting 33% from beyond the arc. And now 1 of 2 on the day. Her 13th 3-point shot of the season. So if Brodsky gets that shot to go, on the other side it's a 2-point game instead of 7-point game. And so a very quick 5-point swing. Here's a 3 answer from Sarda. And that one goes, and it's back down to 4.
Temi Sarda, 40% 3-point shooter, among the leaders in the conference. Usually dependable from beyond the arc.
Fascinating moments now. Dunham with the ball, being guarded by Rembao. Gray inside to Floyd. Floyd, and the ref's going to say that she traveled, kind of lost her footing a little bit. And another turnover by Xavier. Ryan Neal calls her over to the bench.
He wanted a juggle call. He didn't think she had control of the ball when she took that extra step, and voiced his displeasure with our officiating crew.
And Tierra Floyd had the same reaction when she got called. Here's a nice move by Faber. Gets it to go off the glass, and it's now within 2. And that will lead to another timeout, this time by the Xavier coach, Brian Neal. This is the closest it's been since it was 20-19 with 7:53 to go in the second quarter. So we're going back a ways in this one, John.
Audrey Faber has come out and just taken over this third quarter. 11 points. If you remember, she had a 0 at the half. So 11 third quarter points for Audrey Faber has pulled her team back within 2 now. And you're just not going to keep a player like that down all night long. She's eventually going to find it. She certainly found it here in the third.
Yeah, that was the thing that we talked about, John, pretty much right out of the break. When the second half begun, and here's a full court press by the Jays. Sarda was almost able to steal that one, tips it out of bounds. But we talked about getting Faber involved, and the Jays have definitely done that so far. 4 of 10 now on the night for Faber, 11 points, as you just mentioned. 6 rebounds as well. So the Jays are going to continue the pressure. I like this move from Jim Flannery.
Wasserson going to the bench. Bring in T. Owens.
Owens 5 points on the night. So the Jays show the full court press there, but they back off. Owens almost lost control of the ball. Jab step there from Dunham. Dunham back to Owens.
Yeah, T. Owens plays the game on a razor's edge. You gotta love watching her play.
Gets a nice pick from Gray. Gray goes in, a wild shot, gets her own rebound, puts that one up, and a foul's gonna be called. And so she will go to the free throw line.
It's a good feed, and it's that same action that they ran through much of the first quarter, where Gray comes out, sets the high pick, and then rolls to the basket.
High arching shot, that one missed from the free throw line. Now 3 of 5 for Gray. Second one up and good. So it's a 3-point lead. Jays could make it a 1-point game or tie it. Under 2 now to go in this quarter.
Jade Owens back in there directing traffic for the Blue Jay offense.
There is Owens at the top of the key. Looking for Faber. Faber with Gray on her. Fun matchup right now between those two. Jays moving the ball around. Great cut there by Rembao. Kicks it out to Sarda for 3, and it's a tie game.
That's the 3rd straight game with 10 or more points for Temi Sarda. You saw her on the honor roll. We put up on the screen earlier. A huge shot right there for Sarda.
19-6, the Jays have outscored the Musketeers this quarter. Nice move there. And a foul is going to be called. Jays not happy with that. T. Owens going in. Thought they got a shot blocked by Faber. And instead, T. Owens will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean to me. It was a nasty crossover dribble from T. Owens, but Audrey Faber had recovered.
And short and to the left. Owens knew it right away, walking away from the free throw line.
Again, this team is not great from the line. 62% coming in.
Gets the second one to go. And they're now 5 of 10, so even worse than those numbers on average. Owens inside. Great pass to Agnew, and the Jays take the lead 42-41.
Yeah, it's a great move by Agnew on Deja Ross to just turn face her up, put it through the hoop.
Last time they had the lead was with 9:11 to go in the second quarter when they were up 19-18. 42-41. T. Owens, great pass to Ross for three. What an answer by Xavier, and they're up by 2.
Well, how about Deja Ross? Gets beat on the other end to give up the lead and comes back and nails a big three. That is mental toughness.
Shot clock is off with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jade Owens with the ball, standing on the logo at midcourt. Faber drives, spins, excellent move, up off the glass, a little short. Rebound taken in by Ross. Xavier's gonna have a shot if they get it off. They do, and it almost falls. Wow, what an end to the quarter. And Xavier will go into the final frame with a 44-42 lead.
So many good shots in that third quarter. A huge one right there. Tierra Floyd, it wasn't quite enough to hold off the Blue Jays. We got a game as we head to the fourth.
Step 1 complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Welcome back to DJ Sokol Arena ahead of the final 10 minutes of this one between the Xavier Musketeers and the Creighton Blue Jays, 44-42 as the fourth quarter just about to begin. I know, John, that Creighton outscored Xavier 21-10. That really does not tell the entire story of what we saw, especially those final 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, it was going back and forth, both teams just going right at each other, throwing everything they got in there. Much better quarter in terms of turnovers from Creighton. At 11 at the half, just 2 in that third quarter for the Blue Jays, and that's probably what drug them back into this game.
And you see the Big East standings right there. An opportunity for the Jays, if they get a win here, to move up into that 4th place spot. DePaul, by the way, 51 rather, to 48 for St. John. So a lot of scoreboard watching as the season continues.
And DePaul having a tough one with St. John's, and you got a tough one going on right here. Deja Ross, what a shot that was at the end of that third quarter.
That is the difference in this one right now, 44-42. What a pass, too, by T. Owens on that play. Owens has the ball, spin move, up off the glass, and it doesn't get the friendly roll. Faber with the rebound.
Good defense by Sarda, just kept her arms straight up in the air. Didn't let Owens get a clean look at it.
Every possession going to be so vital now. In what was a 13-point game at the half, now 2. Great pass inside. Agnew lost the ball, gets the rebound, puts it up, misses again. Faber now for 3. This one goes! And the Jays up 45-44. What a possession.
Jalen Agnew misses 2 right at the rim.
gets 2 offensive boards, and then kicks it out to Audrey Faber, who drills it. What a sequence.
Couple of close shots missed as Owens goes in, a little out of control. They're going to call it travel. I don't know if I agree with that, but it's hard to argue just in terms of the kind of body language that she had going in.
Again, it's on the razor's edge for T. Owens. She is a fun player to watch, no doubt.
She goes to the bench.
Whenever she gets the ball, something interesting is bound to happen.
Absolutely. Nice pass to Agnew. Agnew falls to the ground. Xavier wanted to travel. They don't get one. Here's a 3 on the other side of the floor from Sarda. That's missed. And a nice rebound taken in by Ariana Gray.
Rebound number 8 on the night for Gray.
Gray getting close to a double-double. Ross. Great move by Ross. Puts it up off the glass, and Xavier with the lead again.
Yeah, terrific mismatch for Xavier. Deja Ross on Jade Owens. Deja Ross in there at 6 feet. Jade Owens at 5'6". She's giving up too much size.
Rembao. And a foul is going to be called on the floor against Xavier. Leah Dunham. First foul of the night for Dunham with 8:07 to go in this one. Faber was open for a moment for 3 to Rembao. And there's Faber cutting, unable to gain control of it. A great idea. Faber made eye contact with Rembao, but just unable to get the ball to her.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but there's just enough traffic to throw off the timing. And Audrey Faber couldn't handle it.
Leah Dunham brings the ball back up the floor. And a turnover goes to Jade Owens and the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Ariana Gray saw there. Tries to make a backdoor bounce pass. It was just not there.
No, it was not. Here's Rembao. Kicks it out to Sarda for 3. Long. And did Deja Ross touch it? No, she did not. Did a good job boxing out the Blue Jay, and so it'll be Musketeer basketball.
And I didn't think that this game was going to be this fun in the 4th quarter. The way Creighton performed in that second, Josh, it really looked like they might go in the tank for the evening, but all credit to Jim Flannery and crew for coming out of the halftime locker room and putting together a great quarter to give us a nice finish to this one.
Yeah, and they did so very patiently, not just chucking up 3s left and right in the 3rd quarter, trying to just take good shots. Here's a 3 from Gray, that one high arcing and tipped. Nice job there by Agnew to get it to Rembao.
It's a confident stroke from Ariana Gray.
Faber looking inside to Agnew. Good idea again, but pass just a little strong, and Agnew unable to get to it.
Audrey Faber, she's got 14 points, leads the way in the scoring categories for Creighton, but she's going to look back on this one, and really, there's some plays that she should have made that she hasn't tonight.
Nice block there inside. And the Jays get the ball back, down by 1, so another chance to take the lead. 6.5 left in this one. Josh Peterson, John Schreiner here in Omaha. Owens hands it off to Faber. Faber was looking to Agnew, instead over to Sarda. Sarda with a jab step to Rembao. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jays continue to work the ball around. 3 seconds now. Agnew for 3. That one missed. Taken in easily by Deja Ross. So another empty possession for Creighton.
Xavier may be looking to slow this thing down as we get under 6 minutes now left in the game.
Dunham. So much for that. Takes it the shot with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Good rebound by Ariana Gray. Goes up. Stays on the ground for a moment. She looks to be just fine, though. She'll head to the free throw line.
But this was my key, Josh, when we started this game. I think Creighton can afford to play physical down low, commit a few fouls, put
the Musketeers on the line because they haven't shown the ability to hurt you from the charity stripe this season.
Ray gets that one to go. She is now 5 of 7, but to your point, John, 6 of 11. Only 54.5% this evening from the Musketeers at the free throw line. Second one. That one falls as well. Third career game for Gray with 20-plus points. 24 is her high. Did that versus Tennessee Tech earlier this season. She's going to have ample opportunities to get there. Sarda gives it up, gets it back to Rembao. Sarda, great pump fake. Just inside the free throw line off the glass, and it's a one-point game again.
Sarda's tough. She's a tough player. Now with 14 points on the night to match Audrey Faber.
Sarda came into this one averaging a shade under 10. So 4 points above her average. Here's T. Owens. Great drive up off the glass. Just a little too strong. The Jays can take the lead again.
Faber going to cut through traffic here and try to get the ball.
Gray is trying to cover her close. A shot from Rembao touches nothing. And so when we come back, it will be Xavier basketball, 48-47 with 4:38 to go at DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. The final 4:38 coming up next on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
Step 1, complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
One heart, one beat, as we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
See downtown Omaha, Nebraska on that shot, looking south. We are just north of downtown as we now have 4:38 to go here at DJ Sokol Arena. To my right is John Schreiner. I'm Josh Peterson. Xavier 48, Creighton 47. John, it's interesting. You look at what's happened in this one. Creighton won the first quarter by 3. They're up by 1 right now in this quarter, but Xavier outscored them 18-2 in the second. Creighton outscored Xavier 21-10 in the third. So we've been bookended by very close quarters, but in the middle, of course, a couple of teams running away. It's been a really good game, and only 1 point separates these two teams.
That certainly has every indication right now that we're going to take this thing right down to the wire. Timmy Sarda's been really tough here in the fourth quarter. And Jalen Agnew, how about her? 11 rebounds, a season high. She's got 8 points, just 2 shy of a double-double. She was the player we said needed to have a good one here tonight. She's put together a nice performance so far.
Indeed she has, and so Xavier will have the ball, 4.5 minutes to go, up by 1. You mentioned it, John, a couple of minutes ago. Running out the clock, taking your time. Gray and the Musketeers have been okay with taking quick shots. They do so there with 15 on the shot clock. They miss it, and so the Jays get it back.
And Gray's shooting percentage is really falling off the table. Just 6 of 19 now.
Sarda.
This defense for Xavier much improved.
It has indeed, and Rembao able to knife through it to get that shot to go, and the Jays have a 1-point lead. Now you mentioned Gray. She is now 1 of 7. Her last 7 shots. Here's an answer, and a 3 falls. Aaliyah Dunham, now the 8th lead change of the game. 51-49.
She's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc tonight.
Sarda shakes her head no. Unable to, I think she was trying to get it to Faber. Rembao looked like she might answer with a 3. She does not, kicks it out to Owens. 10 on the shot clock now. Sarda with the ball. Owens drives, 4 on the shot clock. Step back short, and an excellent job boxing out and getting that rebound for Lauren Wasselson. Under 3 to go.
Not a great offensive possession from Creighton. Just never looked like they were in rhythm, and everything Xavier did stymied all the action for Creighton. Good defensive possession for the Musketeers.
Now we do see the Musketeers really start to take some time off that clock. Princess Stewart lost the ball for a moment. 5 on the shot clock. Dunham, she just knocked down a 3. Will she do it again? Almost went off the backboard and rims out. Faber with the rebound.
She shoots the ball so high in the air. You don't think it's ever going to come down.
And Jim Flannery will call his team over to the bench and will call a timeout with 2:24. We've seen that a lot from these Xavier players tonight, where that ball seems like it's in the air for a long, long time. And that shot very close to falling off of the backboard, but it rims out. And so a 2-point advantage right now for the Musketeers with 2:24 to go in this one. What are you looking for, John, now from the Blue Jays? They're going to have the ball, 22 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need a 3 here. This team has shot 23 3-pointers already tonight. You don't necessarily need one. A shot from the inside puts it at 51-51, and you can get back on defense. So you just need the first good shot. Doesn't necessarily have to be from the outside.
Agnew throws it in to Jade Owens. Yeah, there's still plenty of time. It's only a 2-point game. Kissinger saw her knock down a 3 early on. In the moment when a lot of players were knocking down 3s. A foul down low by Ariana Gray, defending Audrey Faber.
Just a lot of battling, and Gray's been doing it all night, and it's part of the reason Audrey Faber struggled early, because Gray was being so physical with her under the basket.
Sarda has the ball now. The shot clock did reset, so there's 17 seconds on that. 2 minutes now on the game clock. Kissinger trying to get the ball inside to Faber. Excellent job by Gray to step in front of it. And now under 2 to go, and Xavier can really take this clock down.
Well, that was just excellent defense from the Musketeers.
They can get it down to about 120, depending on when they shoot their shot. Here's a pass inside to Stewart. Stewart kicks it out. T. Owens. Owens, a nice no-look pass, and the 3 falls by Princess Stewart. What a shot, and it's 54-49. Xavier with the lead.
They used up so much shot clock, and then the knockdown corner tray from Princess Stewart, just cold as ice in the veins. That's a huge shot for the Musketeers. And that no-look from T. Owens was dirty.
Take a quick break, come back for the final. Minute 23 on the other side, here on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Big East Digital Network, Xavier 54, Creighton 49. After that huge three from Princess Stewart, her second of the evening. Now 6 points, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, a part of 11 three-point shots made. We talked about Creighton making those three-pointers in the pregame, and it's been Xavier with 2 more than the Blue Jays throughout this one, and that gives them that 5-point advantage. Brodsky has the ball, gives it up to Agnew. Back to Brodsky, a deep three, and an excellent answer for Peyton Brodsky, and it's now a 2-point game again. "53 seconds, 18 on the shot clock, looking inside. And the ball lost, and they're gonna say it went out of bounds off of Creighton. Now, Ariana Gray looked like she almost lost that.
Yeah, she did lose control of it, Josh, but it just happened to hit off Peyton Brodsky's arm on the way out.
Here's Gray, 11 on the shot clock, goes up, unable to get it to go off the back iron. And the Jays and Jim Flannery will call another timeout. The last 45 seconds or so, John, I don't think they could have gone any better for his team after that three-point shot that we saw made by Princess Stewart.
Yeah, it certainly looked like Xavier was going to be in control after the made three by Stewart with 1:23 to go. And Brodsky with the big answer, and Ariana Gray unable to finish at the rim. She hasn't been very good shooting the basketball here in this fourth quarter. She's been great up to this point, but now 6 of 20 from the floor for Gray. It seems like the legs might be going a little bit for the youngster.
John, are you trying to get a three-point shot here, or are you trying to get a 2 if you're Creighton?
I think you want to work it deep, first of all, and then, you know, with about 10 seconds left, you see where you're at.
And the Jays, will they even get a shot off? The ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Xavier. Miscommunication on the pass, and now it's Musketeer basketball.
I just don't know what Jade Owens saw there. There wasn't anybody in the vicinity.
And now the refs are actually going to take a look at that. Watching the play live, John, I thought that was going to end up being Creighton basketball. I think Ariana Gray touched the ball, forcing it to go out of bounds, and we'll take a look at that, as the refs do as well. Refs looking at a replay right now. Such a pivotal moment in this ball game.
Well, if it ends up being Xavier basketball, we're going to get another look here. Oh.
Oof, I don't know if there's enough, certainly from that angle.
Incredibly close.
You see there the ref, she had a great look at it from that angle.
Back of your head looks really good, Josh.
Oh, thank you. You too. Look your hair. Here's another look at what happened. And I just don't know, John.
I don't think there's going to be a good enough angle to see it.
Maybe if that is rewound just a little bit more. Let's see.
It's right in there where you're going to be looking for it.
Right.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know if there is enough. And Creighton fans watching this are saying, come on. This just happened to our men's team within the last couple of weeks. And another one's going to come down to the fact that we can't see exactly what happened. Great shots all night. Here our crew's blown it up a little bit. Does the ball rotate a different way? They zoom in a little bit more. I thought it touched her from my vantage point, but I don't know if there's going to be enough to overturn it. And that's what, when you're watching these types of plays, that's what has to happen. Is there enough there to overturn it?
Well, the problem with this angle is you can't see if there's any space between her hand and the ball. You can't actually tell from that angle if she's touching it. So if that's the only angle we have, the one we saw previously and that one we were just looking at, you've got to say that it's inconclusive and the call on the floor is going to stand. Here's another angle, the one we saw early on. Let's see if we can get the zoom in here. I mean, can you say that her finger bends when it touches the ball? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if definitively, because that's, once again, you're talking about something that has to be definitive. Let's see if Gray's fingers move right on the next frame. Is that a finger moving, or is that just pixels, you know?
So hard to tell. But it does look like perhaps the ball changes rotation a little bit.
It does, because the ball looks like it's kind of going.
But, I mean, look at the Nike swoosh.
Yep, and the way it's spinning.
It's rotating there. And then it comes over again. She touches it, and then look where the swoosh ends up. It's coming back over the top, so.
And the referees just decided they are going to give possession to the Xavier Musketeers. I just don't think, John, that there was enough there to overturn it. By the way, just want to real quick, sorry to interrupt, want to point out the possession arrow is with Creighton. So if something happens, the possession arrow is with the Blue Jays right now.
You need a forensic scientist to break down that video and find out exactly what happened. You just got to stay with the call on the floor.
And so now the Jays, they have a lot of fouls to give. 3 of them, in fact. T. Owens, great job dribbling with Sarda on her. Gets the ball to Dunham. And there finally is a foul on Temi Sarda. Do you like that strategy of fouling instead of maybe forcing them to take some sort of a shot, though? If they miss, obviously, it's a great move. If they make it, though, it's a bad move.
Well, now you have to because the shot clock's off.
Yep. And there's one on Faber. So do you like the initial decision to do so?
Well, I would have played it out maybe 5 or 10 more seconds because you're going to get the shot clock turned off with a foul anyway. You can maybe take another couple of chances to get the steal or force a bad pass.
Stewart gets it in, and T. Owens. I might have gotten touched.
T. Owens is the one player on this Xavier team you don't want at the free throw line. She's a 72% foul shooter. So if you can deny her the basketball, all the better.
And the ball tipped out of bounds there by Tatum Rimbau. I was trying to reach over and help the referee, and the ball bounced away from me, and I couldn't get up out of my chair. So I apologize for slowing the action down. And some more discussions happening with the referee. I think it might be about the clock. And yeah, now 23.2 seconds left in this game. Princess Stewart's gonna inbound it. Agnew on her. The ball goes over the head of Gray, and the Jays have it. Under 20 seconds to go. They can really slow down now, John, and get up a great shot. Here's Faber, and they're gonna call a timeout.
Oh, I don't know, Josh. I really like that matchup between Audrey Faber and Deja Ross. I think Faber's a little quicker. You might have just let that play out and see what Faber can get, but Flannery calls the timeout, and they're going to set something up now.
Here's a look at the play, and so you see that Ariana Gray got up a little too soon. She's 6 foot, one of the tallest players out on the court tonight, but she gets up just a little too early, so the ball floats over her head. The Jays have the ball for about 7 seconds, and then they end up calling a timeout. And so they have the ball with the chance to tie or win this one outright.
Well, Temi Sarda hit a game winner against St. John's.
So once again, I ask you,
yeah,
what are you doing right here, John?
Well,
because the adage, of course, is, and the old adage, maybe it's not anymore, if you're the road team and you have the ball, you go for the win. If you're the home team, you go for the tie.
I used this adage on the broadcast I was on a week ago when Creighton played Villanova, but I firmly believe in it. In key situations, don't think about plays, think about players. Your best player is Audrey Faber. Find a way to get her the basketball and see what she can do with it.
Faber 5 of 12 tonight, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, 14 points. Temi Sarda also with 14, those two leading the way for the Jays. Ariana Gray on the other side with 20, the most overall in this game. 13.2 seconds to go.
It's been a war between Gray and Faber all night long.
There's Faber. She has the ball beyond the arc. Goes in near the free throw line. Kicks it out to Sarda. Sarda to Faber. Great defense being played. Sarda tries to get it up, and a foul is called on Oriana Gray. She can't believe it.
Now, Audrey Faber at the free throw line with 4.7 to go. We're going to get another look. And definitely gets her on the arm.
And they call it actually on T. Owens. So T. Owens with the foul. First one goes. A chance to tie it now with 4.7. Substitution made. Rachel Saunders enters. Peyton Brodsky heads to the bench.
A little more foot speed on the floor with Saunders to play defense.
Second one is up and good. Faber, a perfect 4 for 4 now from the free throw line tonight. And that leads to a timeout this time by Brian Neal. And immediately he gets the sheet to design a play that he hopes wins this one for the Musketeers in Omaha. And instead going to overtime. The ball will advance. The ball will advance. And an opportunity for the Musketeers to get out of here with a win.
I don't know if I've ever seen anyone turning pages as aggressively as Coach Neal was in that playbook on the sideline.
He was looking for that perfect play. What does he have? Who does he go to here? Oriana Gray, a phenomenal night. 20 points, but on 6 of 20 from the floor. Who does he go to? Princess Stewart is going to inbound it. T. Owens, the ball. Owens, spin for the win, and it's missed. Rebound taken in by Saunders. And this one will go to overtime. And that is how the how the second half will come to an end. So we will go to overtime, 54-54. More basketball on the other side from Omaha.
Step 1, complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Chicago Regional. March 30th and April 1st at Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Overtime about to begin. Xavier 2-0 in overtime this year. Creighton, this is their first game of the year to go into an extra frame. Creighton beat Xavier 71-64 in overtime last year in the first meeting between these two squads. So the Jays will begin with the possession.
Patience. Patience is the name of the game in overtime.
Right to Faber. Faber with a pump fake. Good job putting it up off the glass with Oriana Gray on her.
You almost want to not shoot threes in overtime, Josh. The adrenaline is so high, and it's so hard to overcome. You'd almost rather just take those twos.
And there is a three from Wasselson. And the ball, wow, it was saved in bounds, and so it'll go now back to the Blue Jays.
Faber's had a lot of success inside here in the second half.
16 points now for Faber. Drives, kicks it out to Owens. Owens swinging the ball around. Sarda, back to Owens. Should give it up to Agnew again. No, first to Brodsky, then to Agnew. Faber, one on the shot clock, and a travel's going to be called. She doesn't like that call very much. And so it goes to Xavier down by 2, 3:47 left.
Great defense there by Xavier. Just cut off everything the Blue Jays wanted to do. They tried to get that curl off the high ball screen with Audrey Faber, but it was cut off. And then no more action after that from the Blue Jays. All credit to Brian Neal and company for drawing up that defense.
Leah Dunham brings the ball up the floor. Gray is going to take a 3. That one touches nothing. And so, John, you said it just a couple moments ago. Maybe you don't take a lot of threes in overtime because of the adrenaline. We've seen some 2 bad shots now missed by the Musketeers.
Yeah, and Gray has really, really gone cold shooting the basketball here in the second half into overtime now.
Creighton, a season high 18 turnovers on the year, including 1 on their last possession. The travel, here's Faber, trying to make up for it, kicks it out to Owens. Owens for 3, gets the friendly roll, and it falls, and the Jays are up by 5. A foul was called on the floor as well.
What a shot from Jade Owens, and then on the backside, Deja Ross pulls down Peyton Brodsky. So it's after the made shot was away. So how about that? A 3-pointer and the basketball, a chance for a 6-point possession possibly here for Creighton. Not something you see hardly ever.
6-point possession if they get a 3 to fall, but 5 if they get a 2. And that would put them up by 7 or 8. Brutal, brutal couple of seconds for the Musketeers.
Well, they just haven't managed their emotions here in the overtime very well. Been rushed on the offensive end, taking 2 bad threes, and then a bad foul on the back end of a 3-pointer by Deja Ross.
Sarda gives it up to Brodsky. Brodsky to Sarda, 6 on the shot clock. Sarda drives in, loses the ball, and they say it went off of her thigh, and so it'll go over to Xavier. Sarda didn't like the call.
So tragedy averted for Xavier.
That really could have been a bad couple of moments. That said, it did allow Creighton to take some more time off the clock, so under 2.5 to go now. Josh Peterson, John Schreiner, Rob Anderson giving us great stats all night long. Our entire crew here at DJ Sokol Arena for this overtime clash in the Big East. Here's a long shot from Deja Ross, and that one gets nothing. That's now 3 shots, John, that really haven't done a whole lot.
Again, I think the inexperience is showing here, Josh. They're just not managing it appropriately. These shots are rushed. They're from bad positions on the floor. Might be time to call a timeout for Brian Neal.
Brodsky, excellent pass inside to Jalen Agnew, and the aforementioned timeout is going to come with the Jays up 61 to 54. Agnew now 5 career double-doubles, and the first that she's had this year.
And a much-needed timeout for Xavier. They definitely needed to get settled down as Creighton's now on a 12-0 run, starting back in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that goes back to a made 3 that Princess Stewart had to put Xavier up 54 to 49.
This is that sequence with the Jade Owens 3-pointer and the Deja Ross foul. They gave Creighton the ball back. They weren't able to take any more points away from it, but wasted away some valuable seconds here in overtime, and now forced the timeout from Brian Neal on the Jalen Agnew layup. He's got to be telling his team to just settle down, play offense like they have for most of this game.
So it's been since a minute 22 was on the clock since that last point for Xavier. So they're coming upon almost 5 minutes now. Brian Neal's squad is without making a shot, without getting any points, and a great 12-0 run. I mean, this run, John, couldn't have come at a better time for the Blue Jays. They get the free throws at the end of regulation to tie it. By the way, we didn't have a chance to talk about the possession that Xavier had with an opportunity to win this one on a walk-off. I really liked what they decided to do, giving it to T. Owens. She's been so aggressive tonight. She got the look, I think, that they wanted. Unfortunately for them, they missed. And now in overtime, they're down by 7.
Yeah, I think she had a makeable but tough shot. Got herself in good position in the lane and just couldn't finish. And that's kind of been the story of the 4th quarter and overtime here for Xavier. they haven't been able to finish some opportunities that you think they might have a good chance at doing.
More conversations happening. With a minute 51 to go, potentially in this one. See Jim Flannery finishing up the talk with his team. 17th year for Flannery, looking for his 322nd win overall.
Well, it's a 7-0 run just here in overtime. So Xavier, if nothing else, just needs to put some points on the board. They've just got to get something up there and, I don't know, feel better about the way the game is going here in overtime.
Yeah, and it's been 3 bad shots for Xavier. I mean, really, this thing, outside of the second possession after the 3 was made, when they didn't allow any points, I would say that every single possession has gone about as bad as it could have gone for the Musketeers.
No doubt.
T. Owens is going to bring the ball up the floor. Minute 45 left in this one. Ariana Gray to Stewart. Princess Stewart made that shot to give him a 5-point lead near the end of regulation. And a shot there by Gray, and a foul is going to be called. You can see Jalen Agnew incredulous at that call. And Gray will head to the free throw line.
Take a look and see if Agnew moves her arm. It's a tough call. It's really tough. It's a great break for Xavier and a bad break for Creighton.
First free throw goes. And Gray now 7 of 9 from the charity stripe.
That's much better than her season average of 67%. So she's shown up from the free throw stripe tonight, Ariana Gray.
1 rebound away from a double-double. She has 8 on the year, misses that one. So it's a 6-point game, under 90 seconds. The Jays happily will let time go off the clock. 15 seconds now.
You got a 2-possession lead. Just valuing the basketball is the most important thing now.
You get a shot made here. But the way the clock is, it's pretty much a 3-possession game with a minute to go. And an excellent rebound down low by Deja Ross. Good job fighting. T. Owens up the floor. Good job dropping it off, and a missed shot by Gray.
Ariana Gray just can't buy a bucket from the floor right now.
That was a phenomenal idea, phenomenal execution until the very end of that possession. And Ariana Gray is going to foul Audrey Faber. Tough few moments for Gray. One of the biggest reasons that this team is in this moment. And you can see disappointed that she missed that shot.
And you're going up against the 11th best free throw shooting team in the country right now in Creighton. And as I say that, Audrey Faber misses the first free throw that any Blue Jays missed all day. But still, a 77% free throw shooting team, good enough for 11th in the NCAA. You're usually not going to win a trade 2-for-3 game.
Wow, and a foul, or a travel, is going to be called on Ariana Gray. She can't believe it. So as you're saying, it's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. They miss a couple, and then Gray unable to corral the rebound. Let's take a look.
For whatever reason, Audrey Faber, who's an 82-ish% career free throw shooter, only shooting about 67% this season.
Good job by T. Owens to step in front of that. I did not like that travel call. I thought that Gray was going to the ground as she took it away. And then she threw it. She wasn't sliding around or anything, but no harm. And this will lead to a couple of free throws, so an opportunity for Xavier to make it a 4-point game or a 5-point game.
And again, T. Owens, probably the best free throw shooter on this team. If you're the opponent, not the player you want on the line.
And that one rolls around and falls in. 5-point game with 40.4 to go.
Certainly not over.
And the second one goes as well. And so we were just talking about a few moments ago, Ariana Gray does now have a double-double. 9th of the year, leads Big East play. Jays get the ball up the floor. Excellent job. They'll get the easy layup. Jalen Agnew, and it's a 6-point game again.
And they don't let Xavier stop the clock with the foul. That's the most important thing.
T. Owens, a deep three, and that goes nothing but net. 63-60. Now they have to foul. And Aaliyah Dunham will foul Jade Owens.
That was an unbelievable shot from T. Owens. She plays this game on a razor's edge. Never uninteresting.
These are the first free throws of the entire year for Jade Owens. So shooting a nice 100% at the free throw line right now. The third free throw of the season.
It's her first free throw in 3 years.
Goodness, first free throw in 3 years. First 2 of the season, gets both of those to go. So it's now a 5-point game. Owens drops it off, a deep three. That one missed by Walsison. And a nice rebound inside by Ariana Gray.
That's a huge rebound because if she doesn't collect that offensive rebound, it's probably the game. But then picks up the 2-point bucket, keeps it at a 1-possession game. Now Xavier's still alive with 9.8 to go.
Yeah, so Lauren Walsison misses a very, very, very deep three. And you're right, without that, this one is over. Under 10 seconds to go, you're fouling and an opportunity to make it a 6-point game, which is 2 possessions, 7-point game, and it's 3 possessions. The math just doesn't work in your favor. Now still an opportunity.
Here it is. There's the three by T. Owens.
Wow.
And that's the shot that really kept them in it. Needed that 3 after the easy layup from Jalen Agnew.
That made it a 3-point game. Jade Owens knocks down a couple free throws to make it a 5-point game. And then the possession that we just saw. Ariana Gray now 23 points, 1 away from tying her career high.
Now for Creighton, you just got to get the ball in.
They do. Sarda has it, just waiting for somebody to foul her. It's like a little miscommunication perhaps there by Xavier.
Well, they didn't want to foul Sarda because she's a 95% free throw shooter. They're trying to force her to throw it to someone else. That's why they didn't cover Brodsky, who only shoots it at 65%.
Yeah, entered this one the best in the Big East. 94.7%, now she's 3 for 3 from the line. So that's big, it makes it a 2-possession game with 8.1 to go. Xavier, no timeouts left. And misses the second one. A nice rebound there by Gray. Still a chance, a deep 3 by Dunham. That one hits the side of the backboard and the shot will fall. And that is it, 66-62. Creighton with the victory over the Xavier Musketeers. The Jays will move to 10-8 on the season, 4-3 in conference play. Xavier falls to 10-7 and 1-5 in Big East play. This is the first win by the Jays when trailing by 13 points. It's all the way back in January of 2017 versus Marquette. So a big comeback in that one and a big comeback in this one. And the Jays get their 4th conference win of the season in a huge comeback win, a game that they trailed at the half 34-21, and they get the victory over Xavier. And let's go over to John Schreiber. John?
Thank you very much, Josh. I'm here with Jim Flannery, head coach of the Creighton Blue Jays. Coach, you got outscored 18-2 in that second quarter. You go into the locker room. What was the mentality going into halftime?
Well, we had 11 turnovers at half, and they had 1. So I just thought they were playing harder than we were. They forced a lot of those turnovers, but I just didn't think offensively our movement wasn't good. Our willingness to screen and use screens wasn't what it needed to be. We didn't squeeze up on their shooters as much as we needed to. So we did a better job of getting up on shooters in the second half. And I thought Audrey would get going. We got her some post-ups, and we ran more stuff for her coming out in the third quarter. Kind of got right back in the game, but then still, the last 30 seconds down 2, they got the ball. We made some big plays there. So everybody in this league is good. It's going to be like that every game.
And then you take this game into overtime, something you're very familiar with. NCAA record 11 overtimes last year, none so far this year. What did the experience factor play into the overtime with this bunch?
Yeah, I told him when we got in the huddle at the end of regulation, I said I missed being in overtime. I said, I don't know about you guys, but I missed being in overtime games. And Audrey shook her head that she didn't. But, you know, I just wanted us to relax because I felt like, our momentum going into the overtime was different than what theirs was, because they probably felt like the game was theirs to take, and we battled and sent it to the overtime. So, and they got off to a good start in the overtime. But you know, we did a lot of good things, but we get a lot of things that we need to grow from too.
Well, you get the overtime win here, move to 4-3 in league play. Breathe a little sigh of relief before Sunday.
Yeah, and our margin for error is just small, so we got to keep plugging away. Our injuries have kind of kept us from, you know, maybe being as consistent as we need to be, but I do credit our kids. I think we fight and we battle, and we found ways to win even when we haven't played as well as we need to play going forward.
All right, well, congratulations on the win.
Okay, thanks, John.
Jim Flannery, winner tonight in overtime.
Thank you very much, John. Jays get the victory, 66-62 in overtime. Their 10th win of the season, their 4th in league play. Xavier falls to 10-7 on the year and 1-5 in the Big East Conference. For Sean Colligan and Joe Willman upstairs, Rob Anderson, our statistician, John Schreiner, I am Josh Peterson. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Big East Digital Network for this overtime thriller. Jays 66, Musketeers 62 in Big East play.